The most important issue in the livestock production is how best we can make it a sustainable system. That means to respond to the global challenges such as environmental, social, and economic challenges.
Is there maybe a tension between the donor country side and the industrial ways of doing it and the kind of trajectory that the developing countries want to take? Because obviously the global agenda is about sustainable livestock.
Yes, there is always a balance and there is always a difference. And that is the beauty of bringing all the stakeholders on board and then discuss on the table. The objective of FAO's role in this activity is just to create a dialogue within the member states and within different clusters. It's also a hub for information analysis and then an opportunity to create the change of practice. So we don't expect to have one model kind of production system, but to bring on board different production systems, donors, research and academia, civil societies, and then bring their ideas on the table and discuss instead of condemning one to the other.
The term resilience has been around for a couple of years now in development cooperation. Why is it seen so ambivalently when it comes to livestock keeping?
Well, it's because we have not done our homework in the past. Because whatever we do, if the way we operate, the way we produce and manage our resources is not sustainable, then resilience cannot be achieved overnight. So for the livestock sector to be resilient, the background information or work should have to be based on sustainability. We have to do the developmental activities, like managing the degraded grassland or managing the waste towards mechanisms. That is one of the action networks of FAO, of the MSP. And of course, efficiency gap analysis of the production systems have to be worked out. If we are not working those, and then resilience by itself cannot be achievable.
The multi-stakeholder party meeting of the global agenda is about social benefits. What is the most important social benefit of livestock? And why is it important to act on it now?
The livestock sector is a resource hunger in terms of land, in terms of water, and other resources. But of course, it has got its own advantage as well, that the livestock sector is the only sector that converts non-edible materials to edible materials, so that to keep the balance of the environment. Of course, there are issues that we cannot deny. The livestock sector is a contributor to the greenhouse gas emission. And this means the solution is also within the livestock sector if we work on the MSP principles. So this MSP is now going to discuss the continuous effort of different clusters. This is in response of the needy people on the ground, particularly the smallholders, are going to be benefiting from this kind of approach. Of course, the industries as well. So it's an issue of creating a win-win situation between the economic benefits, social benefits, and livelihood.
If you bring a conference like this to a developing country capital, there's the expectation that the conference in itself will already bring some benefit. What is the benefit of this conference for the East Africa region?
Well, we have some actionable networks that can benefit the majority of the livestock keepers, be it industry or smallholder farming system.
What are particular issues in Eastern Africa?
the lion's share of the cattle population in Africa is in the eastern part of the Horn. That's Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia. And if you see, their production system is a bit backwarded and traditional. For that, the grassland is highly degraded. And if it is to benefit the countries, this region will be the first to be benefited from the GAZL, or the Global Agenda for Sustainable Livestock initiatives or programs.
Why is it not enough to link it to the SDGs in terms of process?
In fact, there are quite a lot of activities in line with the SDGs. The livestock production and productivity respond or is in line with some of the key SDGs. The livestock sector is not really well represented because there is lack of interest in many of the policymakers, inadequate understanding of the sector's contribution to livelihood, to the planet, and to the people. But FAO, what it's doing is how best we can really reach the policymakers, the globe in general, and then to let them understand what the livestock contribution is to the issues I raised already, to the planet, to the people. We are not advocating the sector per se or the livestock sector per se, but the impact of it on the livelihood and on the environment.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.